This is Saxon Math for 6th grade. Today we're doing lesson 94. We're studying probability. Yes, probability once again. Probability looks like a ratio. It's usually a fraction in the way that it appears. And it's what are your chances? What are your chances that something will happen? Let's take the easiest form of probability to start, flipping a coin. If I have a coin, it has two sides. One side is heads, and on the other side of my coin, I have tails. So let's see, here's my beginning. And let's say I flip the coin one time. Well, if I flip it one time, there's two possible things that could happen. One possible thing that could happen is I could get the head side. But that might not happen. Instead, I might get the tail side. What if I flipped it again? I could get heads, or I could get tails. I could flip heads, or I could flip tails. When we talk about the probability of something happening, it's the number of times what you want happens versus the number of things that could possibly happen. So if I'm flipping a coin one time, what is the probability, P is probability when you see it, that I'll get heads? The probability that I'll get heads, there's one heads out of two possible outcomes. Probability I'll get heads is half. What if I want multiple things to happen? What would be the probability that I flipped it 3 times and I got heads, and then I got heads, and then I got heads again? So I got all of the things I wanted all 3 times I flipped the coin. To solve a problem where you have multiple probabilities, but they're not really related to each other, no matter what I get the first time, I still have another chance the second time. The second flip doesn't affect the first flip. What you do is write the probability for each thing and then multiply them together. The chance that I'll flip heads the first time is 1 out of 2. One thing I want out of the 2 things that are possible. Times the chance that I'll flip heads the second time is 1 out of 2. One thing I want out of 2 things possible. I want to get heads one more time. Oh my goodness. Times the chance I'll get heads. One thing I want out of 2 things possible. So the chance that I will flip heads 3 times in a row, 1, 2, 3, is a half. Times a half, the probability of each one, times a half. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. The probability that I will flip heads 3 times in a row is 1/8. Let's look at this with a spinner. Make sure you have this on your paper. If you need to, pause the video so you can get all of this there. We're going to use the same format of multiplying together the events to help us with something that has more than 2 options. What if I had something that had 4 options? I could get an A, a B, a C, or a D. They're all equal spaces, and each of them is 1/4 the size of the circle. And let's say I have a little arrow that I'm going to spin. What would the probability be that I would spin an A? Well, probability is what I want to happen, A. How many A's do I have? I have 1. Over the number of things that could happen. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 things that could happen. 4. So the probability that I will spin an A is 1/4. What's the probability that I'll spin an A and then I'll spin a B? Let's use what we did in our last problem to help us here. The probability that I'll spin an A is 1/4. And now we multiply that times the probability that we'll spin B. The probability of B is 1, because there's 1 B, over 1, 2, 3, 4 possibilities. When I multiply 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 4 is 16. This is how to find probability when the things are not related to each other. No matter what I flip on my first flip of heads, it doesn't change the tails. It's the same with this one. No matter what I spin the first time, it doesn't change the second outcome.